The game of the night in the Sagamo is out in Athens. The undefeated 5-0 Warriors hosting their new rivals in the conference after knocking Maroa-Forsyth out of the playoffs in the second round last season. The Trojans were in town looking to get their 5th win of the season, their only loss coming at the hands of Williamsville so far this year. If you've seen Athens play, you know what kind of offense they run. It's hard to figure out who has the ball, and the Warriors even fooled me. I thought Hunter Maxwell had it, but instead Drayton Davis had it, and before Maroa knew what hit them, Davis was in the end zone for a 66-yard touchdown run. Less than 2 minutes into the game, Athens up 7-0. Maroa's first play from scrimmage was some trickery. Tyler Ray to DeAndre Gregory, who flings it downfield for Grant Wise, who was wide open. He switches the fields very quickly. Looks like we got a lot of offense. The Trojans working their way down into the red zone. They run the handoff to DeAndre Gregory, who was going for the goal line, but Hunter Maxwell had other plans. Maxwell with a hard hit, but he grabs Gregory's face mask. Some extracurricular activity would back the Trojans up after a personal foul penalty, and it took the refs a good 5 minutes to figure it all out. So finally, on 4th and goal from the 14-yard line, Tyler Ray rolls out. It looks like Maxwell gets to him, but he avoids the tackle and flings it up for Grant Wise. You're going to hear that name a lot in this one. Wise with the 14-yard touchdown catch, and this one was tied up at 7 with 6:03 to go in the first quarter. Athens' next drive would start with the run, but then 3 plays in, they go to the air. Nick Hanner finds Devin Richardson, who waits, and he flips it to Drayton Davis, who takes off down the sideline. A big 55-yard gain gets Athens down to the goal line, where they would run it again. Looks like Maxwell has it and is stopped, but Mason Rife had it the whole time. He's in for the score. Extra point no good, so Athens had a 13-7 lead with 3:31 left in the first quarter. After 20 points were scored in the first quarter, the second quarter would be a lot of defense. Athens' second drive of the second quarter would get going with a Nick Hanner handoff to Mason Rife, and he finds some room on the sideline and gets the ball down to the 20-yard line. The Maroa defense would hold and force a 28-yard field goal, but Drayton Davis' kick wouldn't quite get there, so the Trojans would take over and try to put a drive together before the half. On 4th and 8 from near midfield, Maroa tries to run that play with Gregory again. Ray flips it to him and he launches it downfield, but Nick Hanner knocks it down. Smart move on 4th down, and we're headed to the half with Athens leading Maroa-Forsyth 13-7. The Trojans saw something at halftime and decided to air it out a little more in the second half. Tyler Ray waits long enough to find Grant Weiss to move the chains. And then on the next play, they do it again. Weiss makes a great catch in the corner for the second touchdown of the day from 8 yards out. The 2-point conversion would fail, so this one was tied up at 13 with 8:11 to go in the third quarter. After 2 Athens' turnovers, the Trojans had some momentum and the ball back, and they went back to work. Tyler Ray to Grant Weiss again. Like I said, he almost breaks this one, but he gets tripped up. He's down at the 14-yard line. Now on 4th and goal, the Trojans knocking on the door. They go back to the play that kept working. Tyler Ray hands it off to DeAndre Gregory, and just before getting leveled by Maxwell, he throws it up for Grant Wise, who gets a foot down in the end zone in the corner for his 3rd touchdown of the day. Now the Trojans decide to go for 2, which would prove to be huge. Tyler Ray takes the snap and flips it to Jackson Nelson, who gets just enough blocks to find the end zone. Maroa-Forsyth takes a 21-13 lead with 3:36 to go in the third quarter. To start the fourth quarter, the Warriors would work their patented ground game, looking to wear down the Trojans. Drayton Davis gets the flip and rolls out. He can't find anyone to throw to, but he's still able to pick up the first down. A couple plays later from the 27-yard line, Hunter Maxwell gets the call, picks up a block on the edge, and he busts one. Maxwell scores from 27 yards out. So with 7:48 to play in the game, the Warriors had to go for 2, down 21-19. After a timeout to pick a play, Athens decides to let Nick Hanner keep it, and we don't get a signal from the refs. We're not sure. The Trojans get the stop they needed. Maroa now clinging to a 21-19 lead, but there's still over a half of a quarter to play. Maroa would try to bleed the clock and move the chains, but the Athens defense had other plans. Tyler Ray looks for a screen pass to DeAndre Gregory, but he gets lit up by Hunter Maxwell. The refs ruled that an incomplete pass, and Maroa has to punt the ball back to the Warriors and let their defense do the work. Still with 4 minutes to play now, Athens has time to run a little offense. Nick Hanner flips to Drayton Davis, who picks up the first down again. Time winding down now, and we get to a 4th and long from the 43-yard line. This was the ball game. Maroa's offense forced to sit on the sidelines and watch their defense work. Nick Hanner drops back, and Logan Alsop forces him to throw it up, and Connor Iltz is there to snag it away from Drayton Davis, and Maroa is able to run out the clock. Maroa-Forsyth comes back to beat Athens in dramatic fashion, 21-19, and hand the Warriors their first loss of the season.